Bonjour, chef Alicia.
Bonjour, Ronel.
Je ne parle un peu français.
Oh!
Well, then we'll just do it in English. And what are we doing today, chef?
Well, today in true French tradition, you cannot end off a meal without a souffle. So since raspberries are in season now, we're going to be making a raspberry souffle served with a vanilla bean parfait. And that's French already, but it's so easy to make. And you can actually see all of these recipes on our website.
Chef, I don't believe you that this is easy. A souffle. You are really exposing yourself.
Wow, the tricks that I'll be teaching all of our viewers today will really bring the souffle together. The secrets is just following the recipe. When it comes to desserts, you can get a little bit inspired, but make sure that you stick to the ratios. So shall we begin?
Absolutely.
Perfect. I've now got some frozen raspberries here. It's about 300 grams. I'm just bringing them through to the boil, and I'm adding 60 grams of caster sugar.
Can you use fresh raspberries, sorry, chef?
Most definitely you can be using that. Just depends on where you are getting your supplies from. Yes. After this is now dissolved, the caster sugar, we will be making a slurry. I'm going to start along while that is bubbling away, Renal.
Why are you slurrying away? What was that?
I'm making a slurry. The term slurry refers to cornstarch, corn flour, that we're going to be adding a little water to, thin it down from there, and you're going to be adding it to boiling liquid, and it thickens very naturally.
Is that called a slurry?
That is called a slurry.
Okay.
So now we will be adding a little bit of water to our cornstarch. The same way as if you would make custard at home. So now you can see it's a soft bubble that you've got on the pot. Now we will be adding our slurry. It's starting to thicken as well, as you can see. When you're working with cornstarch, it's very important to taste whichever product you are working with while you are cooking out the starch, so that you don't have that raw, floury flavor. There's nothing worse than that.
Terrible.
And it's very important as well with the souffle that you cook out the cornstarch, else you will be stuck with a souffle that will fall flat. Like we said, every single step is important. You note how the color also changed, That also shows you that the cornstarch is now cooking out. So it started off nice and light pink, and now it's intensifying. We're ready to go. So this puree we're just going to take and we're going to blitz it up quickly so that we can just smooth it. When you're working with meringues, you need to make sure that the egg strands are strong enough to hold the air that is incorporated by the process of whisking. So we're going to add a little bit of acid at the soft peak consistency, and then slowly add our caster sugar until it becomes stiff peak. Renal, so now we've got all of our components ready for the souffle. As you can see, beautiful color here. We've taken our raspberries, just as a short recap. We've heated them with caster sugar, and we've thickened them with a slurry. On this side, the second component of our souffle, very important, is our egg whites at stiff peak consistency. Look how nice and white that is. And it keeps the peak as you lift that up.
Yes.
You cannot take all of that liquid and combine it with your egg whites. It's going to fall flat. Makes more sense that you first stabilize the liquid that you are using by adding a little bit of your egg whites, so that the egg whites get used to the temperature. So we're adding a spoon of our whipped egg whites to our puree, and we are folding it in. Folding, remember, we go to the outside, and then from there on you're moving to the inside. Just a flick of the wrist, making sure that the temperature is just being evened out. The moment that our pot is going to become nice and full, we're going to move over to the bowl on this side. Then we're going to be piping it into the ramekins. You're going to spray and cook the ramekin, grease it a bit. You can also use butter, a little bit of caster sugar, shake it about, so that those egg whites, once they are being aerated in the oven by the heat and it moves up, have got something to climb up against.
Okay.
See, it's all these little tricks that really make souffle so easy.
I don't know about the easy, but yes.
Just stick with the recipe, Renal, and everything will work out fine.
And have patience.
And have patience. So I hear that you've got a beautiful wine suggestion for us today. Tell us more.
Normally they say sweet and sweet do not go together. But in this instance, we have a beautiful sarons bag. What have we got there?
Straw
Chef?
wine, 2008.
Straw wine.
Well, that's going
Not
to pair
straw
beautifully.
rum, okay? Straw wine.
And I think specifically with the vanilla parfait that we will be pairing with our souffle
It's a
today.
beautiful pairing.
Now, the fun part. We're getting ready for baking. As you can see, we've incorporated all of that egg white into the fruit puree. From here, we're going to put that into a piping bag and then just put that in the ramekins, pop in the oven. A few minutes later, 10 to 12 minutes to be exact for this shape of ramekin and this size of ramekin, and we can start eating. Careful while you are putting your filling, whichever souffle filling you are using, into your piping bag so that it doesn't squash all of the air bubbles out that you so carefully folded into this mixture. I've already got my oven on 200 degrees Celsius, so in a few minutes time we can start opening that bottle of straw wine. Perfect. When you're piping, Renal, go down with a 90-degree angle. Pipe down straight, go a little bit over the edges and stop. As she rises, you will have this impressive look of the beautiful and traditional souffle. There's another one in here, 90-degree angle. Perfect. Something that might be nice for entertaining as well is if you take this mixture, the previous evening, you prepare that, you already pipe that into your ramekins and you pop it in the fridge. The next day, when you are now entertaining, all that you just do, pop it into the oven and you have got a fresh, beautiful souffle. Now that goes into the oven for about 12 minutes, more or less, and then we are ready to start plating. So Renal, as you can see, those souffles are coming along beautifully.
I cannot believe what I'm seeing.
And we will be pairing this vanilla parfait and the raspberry souffle with a fiery berry coulis. The scoop itself in warm water. That's the only way you're going to get a nice clean cut, so to speak, on the bowl of ice cream that you are going to be preparing. Thank you very much, Renal. Loosen that a little bit. Roll that again. Parfait goes in. Renal, how's those souffles looking?
Well, I think they're going to walk out of the oven now.
But that just means that they are going to be perfect. Very important while you are entertaining, make sure that you've already got all of your prep on your plate. The last item that you should be adding would be your souffle. So we're just quickly going to garnish with a few berries here, Renal. And the cherry on top, of course. Little bit of fresh mint on that side. Some coconut. And now the moment of truth.
Yes.
Those are the
Wow.
souffles. Now we need to move quick, folks. Icing sugar. Just dust that nicely on top of the souffles. You see, I made two. One for me and one for you. We need to share.
I'm so happy. We have to have them quickly.
Perfect. There we go. Souffle going onto the plate, paired with our fiery berry coulis. Bon appetit.
Bon appetit.